Hello students, welcome to our online video tutorial class. I think you have already seen the previous two videos what I have made on the portion root system and the stem system or the shoot system. So the third video I am making on the portion, that is the leaf structure or the leaf system, which is also another morphological part present in the plant body. Always keep it in your mind, the leaf is composed of various portions and those portions are actually written here in this specific slide. So one by one specific portion we are discussing now. First one, that is the petiole. Petiole is actually the stalk of the leaf. Any of the leaf when you will see, suppose this is the leaf structure. So the stalk-like structure of that specific leaf is commonly known as petiole. You can see this is the petiole structure. Okay. Lamina. Lamina means the expanded portion of the leaf, the broader portion of the leaf, by which they are absorbing sunlight, they are performing photosynthesis, respiration, transpiration, all these activities, physiological activities. So that specific broad surface, this specific broader surface area which can be found for each and every type of leaf, that is known as lamina. Pulvinous. Pulvinous is actually the swollen portion of the leaf base. If you see properly, this specific leaf margin is joining in that specific point, okay, and in that specific point the leaf margin is joining with the petiole. So in that specific point, or that is actually commonly known as base. So this specific base portion is swollen for every type of leaf. So this is commonly known as pulvinous. So where the margin of the leaf blade is attaching to the petiole, that specific junctional point is known as base, and that base portion is always swollen, and that is known as pulvinous. Stipule. Stipule is a small green appendage present in the leaf base. You can see at the leaf base, this is the leaf entire, and in the base of the stalk, that is the petiole, you can see there is a special type of the small leaf-like structure is present, and for that reason it is commonly known as stipule. Okay, so stipule is actually present in the leaf base, and these are small leaf-like structures. Stipulate means any of the leaf who are containing stipule. So that small leaf-like structures who are containing, they are known as stipulate, and who are not having this leaf-like structure or without stipule, they are known as ex-stipulate. Coming to the next point, that is the petiole. Petiole is actually, we all know that the stalk of the leaf, that is called petiole, and in case of which specific leaves this petiole is present, those are known as petiolate leaf, and in case of which leaves this petiole is absent or it is not present, so obviously those kind of leaves are known as sessile. Now we are just coming to the morphological structure of a single leaf. If you see any of the leaf, you will be seeing multiple veins and veinlets are present throughout the entire surface, lower and upper surface of the leaf. So there is always a midrib. This is a midrib, you can see, and from the midrib so many veins have released towards the margin. They are going towards the margin, and after that you can see these veins are again get divided into veinlets, okay, which are present almost towards the periphery of the leaf blade. So this specific entire vein, midrib, veinlet, this entire branching structure is commonly known as venation system. Coming to the types of the venation, because after knowing the definition of the venation, we need to know whatever the types. There are two types of venations are commonly found. One is reticular venation, another one is parallel venation. Reticular venation is actually a type of venation where the veins or veinlets are actually present such a manner they are forming a network, mesh-like network, and this is commonly found in case of dicot plants. But if you see the monocot plants, their leaves are not containing this kind of reticular venation, rather they are containing parallel venation where the veins are present parallel to each other. So that's why this is known as parallel venation, found in monocot plant. Second, you can see the reticulate venation, which is commonly found in case of dicot plant. That is again subdivided into two different categories. One is pinnate reticulate or unicostate reticulate, another one is a palmate. What is the difference? Pinnate reticulate and palmate reticulate, the difference is that in case of pinnate reticulate, only the midrib, single midrib is present, or single costa is present. But in case of palmate, multiple midribs are present, multiple costa will be present. So based on that, the reticulate venation will be getting created based on the number of midrib, that is pinnate. If it is single in number, the midrib; if it is multiple in number, then it is known as palmate. If you come to the parallel venation, they are also same, pinnate and palmate. Pinnate is the single midrib containing leaf with parallel venation, that is pinnate parallel, and if any of the leaf is containing multiple midribs and then parallel venation, then it is known as multicosted or palmate parallel venation. Now the palmate, that means in case of which leaves multiple veins are present or multiple costa or midrib are present, for those kind of the leaf, two type of the configuration can be found. One is convergent, another one is divergent. What is that? If multiple midribs are actually producing from the stalk of the leaf, that means from the petiole, and after that all of the midribs are getting associated to a single point and which is present anteriorly to the leaf. That means all of the midribs are getting converged to a single point present anteriorly to the leaf. So then it is known as convergent palmate reticulate venation. And if you see, the midribs are not getting converged to a certain point, rather they are getting diverged from a certain point. On that time it will be known as divergent palmate reticulate venation. Same thing can happen for parallel venation also. If you will see all of the leaves containing the midribs, which are multiple obviously, and all the midribs are connecting to a specific point present anteriorly, then it is known as convergent palmate parallel venation. And if those specific midribs or veins are coming from a single point, then it is commonly known as divergent palmate parallel venation. I think the classification of the venation, reticulate and parallel, and after that based on the number of the midribs, the classification, as well as whether the midribs will be associating to a point or they are converging to a point or not, based on the entire classification, I think you have understood very clearly. Coming to the next slide, where the venation type, whatever just I have told in this classification, those things are only mentioned. Reticulate and parallel. Reticulate venation means the veins and veinlets are arranged such a manner they are forming a mesh-like network, and parallel venation is such kind of the venation where the veins or veinlets are arranged such a manner actually who are parallel to each other. Always the distance in between veins or veinlets are equal, constant. That's why it is a parallel venation. Types of the leaf, obviously we all know the leaves are commonly of two types, simple leaf or compound leaf. Simple leaf means when a single leaf is attached with a single stalk. So on that time it will be considered as a simple leaf. That means obviously these kind of leaves should have a single lamina. But compound leaf is a type of the leaf when the simple leaf is broken down into multiple small leaves. And why it has been broken? Because some incisions have been created from the margin of the leaf towards the midrib. So for that reason, this compound leaf structure has been originated from a single lamina of the leaf. So when in any of the leaf single lamina is present, then it is known as simple leaf. But in case of any of the leaf, if you will see that multiple incisions are coming up from the margin to the midrib and making the entire single leaf or lamina structure into multiple small leaf, that is entire the lamina has been broken into multiple leaves, then it is commonly known as compound leaf. Compound leaf is also obviously of two types. One is pinnate compound leaves, another one is palmate compound leaf. We all know pinnate compound leaf is such kind of the compound leaf where a single midrib or the costa is present, okay, and with a multiple number of lamina is present, so that is known as pinnate compound leaf. And palmate compound leaf is obviously a compound leaf where multiple costa or midrib will be present containing multiple number of lamina, okay. So example also you can see pinnate compound leaf is neem and palmate compound leaf is silk cotton. So just coming to the next slide to show you that whatever the types of leaf, here you can see single midrib containing, single lamina containing leaf. So this is obviously the simple leaf. This is obviously the compound leaf, you can see, because the incisions are coming from the margin towards the midrib, but it is not completely separated all of the small leaflets, rather it is entirely a leaf. Here also same thing you can see, and this is a pinnate leaf, pinnate compound leaf. This is a single midrib and with the multiple leaves. This is a pinnate compound leaf, and then you can see this specific leaf where also single midrib is present, and then the midribs are getting multiple. Here the midribs are getting multiple, that means it is getting multiple compound leaf. Multiple means palmate compound leaf. This is also same thing, palmate compound leaf. This is also palmate compound leaf. Okay, this is also palmate compound leaf. So these are all palmate compound leaf. These are pinnate compound leaf, and this is the simple leaf, and this is the compound leaf when it is forming. That is, the incision is creating from the margin and it is going towards the midrib. So automatically multiple leaflets are coming. Now we have come to the next point, and that is very important. That is a phyllotaxy. Phyllotaxy means, phyllo means leaf and taxy means arrangement. We all know. So the arrangement of the leaves along the entire length of the stem, that is commonly known as phyllotaxy. There are mainly three types of the phyllotaxy commonly found. One is alternate or spiral, second one is opposite, and third one is hold. What are these things? Let's see. Alternate or spiral phyllotaxy is a type of the phyllotaxy where the single lamina arises from each node. Single lamina, single leaf will be arising from each node, and those leaves are arranged in a spiral manner around the stem. So you can see this figure. This is the alternate phyllotaxy. You can see from each and every node single leaves is arising, and the leaves are actually arranged such a manner they are actually present in a coiled manner along the entire length of the stem. So this is obviously the alternate phyllotaxy. Example, ficus, hibiscus. In case of these specific plants, this kind of alternate phyllotaxy can be found. If you come to the opposite phyllotaxy, you can understand these are the pair of leaves arises from each node but present in opposite manner. So two leaves at a time, they will be arising from each and every node, and they will be present in opposite manner. That means they are creating 180-degree angle in between themselves. So you can understand this one, this is spiral or opposite. So the leaves are arising from a single node, but see carefully, the angle in between leaves are 180-degree. So obviously this will be considered as an opposite type of phyllotaxy. Example, calotropis, guava, for them this kind of leaf can be found. If you see hold, that means there are three or more than three leaves are arising from a single node. So that will be called as hold. You can see here from a single node three leaves are arising. In case of some of the plants you can see more than three leaves are arising. So this kind of arrangement is commonly known as hold type of phyllotaxy or hold arrangement. Okay. So I think the definitions are very much clear, and hold type of the phyllotaxy commonly found in case of Alstonia. So these are the examples also. How many examples it is possible to remember? You can remember. I will be saying you students to study the examples before exam, because these examples if you study or prepare earlier also you will be getting forget. So for that reason only the concept, only the definitions mark up. Don't try to mark up the examples. Example is will be studying later on. Now we have come to the modification of leaves. Whatever the various modifications of the leaf can be found. First modification of the leaf, which is commonly found in case of several plants, that is leaf tendril. That is, a leaf is modified into tendril, and that is helping the plant to climb up. So obviously this leaf tendril can be found in case of pea plant. Okay. In case of stem we have studied about the stem tendril. So here in case of leaves you are studying about the leaf tendril. So obviously it is helping the plant to climb up along any support or by taking the support from anything. Leaf spine, in case of some of the plants you can see the leaf is modified to form the spine. In case of Burberry, in case of Opuntia, the leaf is modified into spine. In case of Opuntia also the stem is modified also in the spine. Food storage, if you come, food storage is exclusively the food is remain stored within the leaves. As an example you can see in case of onion, Allium cepa, that is the scientific name of the onion. So in case of them you can see the leaves are very fleshy due to the food storage. Okay. And the last point or the last modification of the leaf you can see, that is a leaf pitcher. Leaf pitcher is a such kind of pitcher like structure which has been produced from the leaf. Okay, and this pitcher can store rainwater, as well as this pitcher is also responsible for capturing various insects, small frogs also, so that they can obviously take the nitrogen from those small frogs and insects. So obviously this leaf pitcher is a modification of the leaves, and this leaf pitcher is also very much colorful, also red color or purple color it is showing. Example, Nepenthes. Nepenthes is the pitcher plant. You can see the figure. This is the leaf apex portion which has actually get coiled or rolled to form the tendril. This is the photograph of the leaf spine where the marginal portion of the leaves are getting spinous. It is obviously present in case of xerophytic plant like Opuntia, and due to presence of the spines along the margin of the leaf, obviously this specific type of leaves are not eaten by the herbivorous animal. So like this manner they are giving the protection to their body, the plants. This is a specific example where the leaf is actually act as a food storage in case of Allium cepa or the onion. When you are just opening one covering, that means though you are opening the scaly leaves of the onion. Okay, and this is the leaf pitcher where the leaf is modified into pitcher like structure, and it is commonly found in case of pitcher plant. So leaf pitcher can be found for them, and it is responsible for storing rainwater, as well as it is responsible for capturing various kind of prey like insects and small frogs. So after this we have come to the last slide regarding the leaf system, that is whatever the functions of the leaf can be found. First function is obviously the photosynthesis, because the photosynthetic pigments, that is the chlorophylls, are all present in the chloroplast, and those chloroplasts are present in quite more quantity in this leaf structure. So for that reason leaf is considered as a kitchen of the plant body, because they can perform photosynthesis. Leaf is responsible for transpiration because they are containing stomatal aperture in the lower surface, specifically in case of dipod plant. In case of monocot plant, both of the surfaces of leaves are containing the transpirating apparatus, aperture, and that is the stomatal aperture. So gaseous exchange can also happen during the time of respiration. Food can be also stored in the leaf structure. As an example, we have shown allium cepa or onion. Sometimes the leaf is getting modified into sepal, petal, stamen to take part in the sexual reproduction, also in case of some of the flower. This leaf is exclusively helping in the vegetative multiplication or vegetative propagation, such as you can see in case of bryophyllum. From the margin of the leaf, small plantlets, small baby plants are growing. So obviously on that time the leaf will be considered as a reproductive leaf, and they are helping in the vegetative propagation. Leaf can also store the water. As an example, in case of peacher plant, you have seen they are forming the peacher like structure, obviously for the water storage. So obviously this kind of water storage nature by any of the plant leaf is known as succulent nature. And always the last one, that is the leaf is exclusively helping the plant body to climb up through any specific support, because if any support is available, that support will be taken by the leaf, and the leaf will be helping the entire plant body to climb up towards upward. Okay, so these are the common functions or overall functions which you can see for various plants. So throughout all of the slides we have already completed the leaf system. So I'll be requesting you to see this video, and I think after seeing this video there should not be any problem. It will be very much easier to understand each and every point, because the diagrams are also given. So I think you have enjoyed this video a lot. Thank you everyone, and thank you for watching. Thanks a lot.